Hi, today I want to talk about film acting, casting and auditioning actors, and then the rehearsal process with actors. Film acting, if you think about it, is so different from theater. With theater, there's an audience there, and the actors have to project out their characters, their dialogue, so the audience can hear it in a fairly clear manner. And there's always that sense that there's an audience there. With film acting, the actors really should only be concentrated uh, on each other's characters and not even necessarily apparent that the camera is there. Uh, Although the camera is pretty much unblinking, it does capture uh, mainly through close-ups and medium shots. It does capture the expression of the actor, and that's why facial expressions are really more nuanced in terms of film acting. Film acting is not like play acting. I always kind of think of play acting when you're a kid, like like play acting like I'm the king and somebody else is maybe the subject to the king or whatever. With film acting, it's more about the actor connecting the character with his or her own persona and making that internal connection. And so actors, they always amaze me. They have such strong levels of concentration, even if you're shooting a, a script out of order, or you're shooting various different shots, which that'll be cut together later. A very good actor will be able to not only repeat their action, but they can also kind of get in and remember the uh, their the intensity of their character in a particular situation. The important thing about film actors, whether it's drama or comedy, is that the characters should be believable. Um, Actors and directors need to essentially be on the same page about understanding the character and the character's motivations. And that's why directors usually work with actors uh, even before they go on the set. Usually directors will meet and work with the actors with the script, and on the set, the director's main focus is on helping to shape the performance and making sure that he or she gets the kind of performance that they expect in a particular scene. Technical issues, it's not that directors aren't interested in those, but most of those have been hammered out before they go onto a set. Because like I said, the most important job for the director is to focus on the actors and making sure the actors give them the kind of performance that they expect. Casting and auditioning, um, I even though you may have some friends that are interested in being actors in your film, I still would recommend that uh, consider doing some auditions. And you can do these with the pandemic going on. You can actually do these virtually. You can use Zoom, set up appointments through Zoom. You can have actors. You can send them what we call sides, which are just pages from your script. Uh, an actor is usually auditioning for a particular character role, so you could give them a side and they could perform that and then send you a video of it. So there are many different ways in which you can do your auditions. Um, I think it's before you get into casting and auditioning. I think it's important for the director and teams to think about their characters, what the physical appearance and the psychological uh, composition of their characters should be. And as I said during the audition, you want to be able to provide your uh, actors with sides. You can do it beforehand, or you can do it if you want like a cold reading. You can give them sides if they're actually showing up to a physical location, and doing auditions there. Um, you can also uh, record your auditions with a video camera. That way, you can kind of, particularly if you have team members who can't make it there for the audition, you can also, share the auditions with them. I do recommend that you ask for a headshot and a resume. I think any actors should be able to provide you those. You'll want contact information so you can contact them to either let them know that they didn't receive the part, or maybe you want them to come back for, like a follow-up audition. Maybe you've got it down to just two actors, and you want to kind of really make sure which one the one that you choose is the one that really will work out. Um, you probably want to mention, well, in the casting notice, you probably definitely want to mention, that this is an unpaid position, but you will also provide them with a video copy of the film when you're finished with it. That would be nice. And they do put it on their resume. It does become another part of their acting gig and such. During the auditions, you should probably ask a couple of questions. Is the actor right for the part? Um, do you see the character being expressed by the actor? Uh, about the actor's attention to simple reality. Are they doing the part like moment by moment? Are they not telegraphing where the scene is going? That's kind of important. Um, Also, can you work with this actor? Sometimes certain actors are almost kind of want to go ahead and direct the film uh, themselves, and you want to make sure that uh, you choose an actor who can take direction and make if you need to make some possible changes and such, because you do need to be able to shape their performance. In terms of the casting notice that you'll be sending out, um, you want to provide the character name and character description and an age range. I'd recommend that you just don't get too specific here. And you also, I'd almost recommend providing some sides in advance so they can come in and, I mean, you're welcome to do the cold read, but particularly if you decide to do this virtually and with this ongoing pandemic, that might be the best way of going. And with that, I would recommend that you provide a link to sides that represent particular characters that you're casting. And I will provide a link to some casting call ideas. Certainly, Facebook is a good place of advertising. You can contact USM's theater department. Um, you can use Craigslist. There are a number of different, and Nat and I both, we know some particular places to go to kind of make these kind of casting call notices. So, when you get your casting call together, your notice, please go ahead and send it to Nat and I, and we'll go ahead and post it as soon as possible. Next thing I want to talk about is rehearsals. Once you've decided and you've cast your actors, one thing that I think is really worth doing is having a table read, and that is have your team there, invite the actors, and have them read through the script. Uh, and with that, then you can start listening to how the dialogue sounds. You can, if there's any changes that you need to make, you can do those there. Sometimes the actors might have some suggestions, and uh, they are going to be, you know, acting these parts themselves, so they may feel more comfortable if a particular line is read one way over another. Um, and this also will help you start thinking about their performances. I know you certainly you're going to be thinking about camera shots and camera movement and lighting and all of that, but you need to also, and this is why the table read is a good thing to have. It gives you some idea about the possible performances that you might be getting from this. And like I said, it's a great way of hearing the dialogue. Um, and you can also answer any questions the actors might have. This is a great opportunity for their input, and I certainly would value the input of the actors in this process. The next thing is second rehearsal is blocking and scene specifics. If you can actually go to the location where the scenes take place, and you can then maybe start working out some of the actor's movement. I do realize you might be doing this when you certainly start filming, but it doesn't hurt to maybe do some of this in advance. This also would give your team an idea about lighting, where the camera is going to be placed. Are you going to try to do any particular kind of camera movement? It's also a good way of working with the actors. Blocking and actor movement or character movement are usually based on what you're trying to communicate with the characters, and this will give you some time of working with the actors where the cameras aren't there. It'll make them much more comfortable. It'll make you more comfortable because you've already kind of been working with them. Uh, and you can also get into talking about, if there's any particular subtext that's in a particular scene, because a lot of times what I've found with dialogue is it's like real life. People don't really always communicate how they feel or what they're thinking. In many ways, dialogue can sort of hide, can be used to conceal behavior rather than an express behavior. And a good actor knows how to who show anxiousness, even if the lines are not expressing anxiousness. So, but like I said, that's the part where the camera would pick that up. You always kind of need to remember that film is primarily a visual medium, and if you lean towards the visual in terms of your storytelling and not so much on dialogue, you're just going to have that much more um, richer story that you're putting together. And that's kind of really real filmmaking. Relying on dialogue to me is almost more like playwriting, where you hear the words of the playwright and you see the actors and everything. That's not to take anything away from a theater performance. I love going to plays and stuff, but it's just a completely different animal from filmmaking. Um, okay, I think that's about it for this week. Thank you.